afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Good Friday. Susan is off today. Amanda Quintana joins us. Good to see you again.
Good to see you, too, through the screen, virtually.
That's right, wherever you are. Right down the hall, actually.
Here.
But anyway, good to have you with us today. Here's what's making news on this Friday. A U.S. Capitol police officer is dead after a man rammed his vehicle into two officers.
And we're just a weekend away from COVID-19 vaccines opening up to everyone here in Wisconsin, 16 and older. Why doctors say don't be surprised if you don't get a vaccine right away.
And Dane County health officials making some changes to what you can and cannot do during the pandemic. We'll explain. But first, the U.S. Capitol is once again a crime scene after police say a man rammed a vehicle into two U.S. Capitol police officers, killing one of them.
The suspect was shot and has also died. Skylar Henry is near the Capitol building with the latest.
National Guard troops raced toward the Capitol Friday afternoon, then lined up shoulder to shoulder in a show of force. Law enforcement officials say a car had tried to breach the perimeter of the Capitol, hitting two Capitol Hill police officers and ramming into a barrier.
The suspect did exit the vehicle with a knife in hand, and at that time he started to lunge toward, run aggressively toward U.S. Capitol Police Office.
Police shot the driver and emergency crews arrived on the scene. Two stretchers loaded into ambulances. Police say both the driver and one of the police officers have died from their injuries.
It does not appear that he is known to the Capitol Police or the Metropolitan Police Department at this time. It does not appear to be terrorism related, but obviously we'll continue to investigate.
The scene unfolded while Congress was on recess. President Biden had left for Camp David, and the White House press secretary was in the middle of a press conference.
I'm obviously not aware, as Kelly acknowledged, of the situation at the Capitol. The President of the United States always travels with a national security rep.
The incident comes 3 months after a mob of armed insurrectionists stormed the U.S. Capitol as Congress was voting to certify Joe Biden's presidential win.
Law enforcement took down fencing around the outermost perimeter around the Capitol complex about a week ago. Cars, unless they were cleared by authorities, couldn't even get close to the buildings.
Also last week, several lawmakers from both parties pushed for a bill that would remove permanent fencing around the Capitol. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Washington.
Two law enforcement authorities have confirmed to CBS News that the suspect is 25-year-old Noah Green from Indiana. Police believe he was working alone, and the threat to the Capitol is over.
New at 4, we've learned the name of the Madison police officer who fired a gun last week inside a Madison homeless shelter. The Wisconsin Department of Justice says Officer Morgan Youngquist fired his gun during an incident at the Beacon homeless shelter. Youngquist has been on the force for 1 year. On March 22nd, Youngquist was responding to a medical incident outside of the homeless shelter when gunshots were fired inside the building. The State Department of Justice says Youngquist fired his gun at Ronald Stevens, who was allegedly armed. The investigation is ongoing. Let's take a look outside. Not a bad day for a run. A little breezy, but nice
We
and
got
sunny.
some sun at least.
Yeah, that helps a lot. And we have a weekend warm-up. Dana's in the backyard. Everybody's looking forward to this forecast.
I think so. Yeah, we have a lot of sunshine again. Right now it is just a little breezy outside, but temperatures as we look ahead to the weekend will warm up a little more for us. Right now, a very sunny sky for our evening as we look at downtown Madison. Temperatures are in the upper 40s, pretty close to average for this time of year, with wind speeds generally in the mid to low teens. Our Doppler track, of course, staying nice and quiet. As we look at that visible cloud track, we have been able to enjoy sunshine throughout the day for all of the state, really. 49 in Madison, 52 in Janesville, and 50 in Platteville right now. Compared to this time yesterday, almost a 10-degree jump for all of the areas. So quite a little warm up for this afternoon. Tomorrow, even milder. Mostly sunny skies for your Saturday. High temperatures will be in the mid to upper 60s. We are set for a very nice Easter Sunday, but we will take a look at that in just a few minutes. Right now on the roads, we aren't seeing any major delays along the Beltline. Looks like there's a little slowdown eastbound near Monona, but things seem to be smoother once you get past Monona Drive. Downtown Janesville in a good spot this evening. From Janesville to the Beltline, 26 minutes, 16 minutes to get from Sauk City to Middleton, and Sudbury to downtown, a quick 9-minute drive. We will take a closer look at your full 10-day in just a little bit.
All right, we'll see you then. Thank you. It may be hard to imagine going to a big event without a mask, but soon you can in certain situations.
Brady Mallory joins us with what Dane County's new public health order means for you and what you can do this spring. Brady?
Well, a lot of us are itching to get outside and go to a number of summer festivals, anything just to feel like normal. Well, here's another way we're closer to that. People in Dane County will no longer be required to wear a mask outdoors when in public. That's according to Public Health Order number 15, which the county issued today. It also removes limits on outdoor gatherings. Health officials say a steadying trend in new COVID cases and hospitalizations and the vaccines have allowed them to keep reopening the county.
We are not yet out of the woods with this pandemic, which is why we will continue to watch closely for any signs that we may need to change our approach. But we want to keep going forward and not backwards.
Now, this means there are still some guidelines the health order keeps in place. The indoor gathering limits remain the same. Bars and restaurants and gyms will also keep the current capacity limitations. For a closer look at those, you can find them under this story on channel3000.com.
Brady, thank you. A big uptick in new cases this afternoon as Wisconsin's 7-day positivity rate is now at 3%. 875 new cases were reported this afternoon. 8 more people have died. More than 1.1 million people are fully vaccinated across the state. A little more than 19% of the state has had both shots. Almost 32% of the state has had at least one dose of the vaccine. In Dane County, more than 23% of residents are fully vaccinated. That's about 128,000 people. 40% or 291,000 people have had at least one dose. Well, starting Monday, everyone 16 and up in Wisconsin will be eligible for a vaccine.
You might have already started hunting for a shot, but vaccinators are also urging patience. Naomi Coles joins us from SSM Health with more.
The number of vaccines coming into the state is rising steadily. We jumped from 6,000 a week of Johnson & Johnson doses back in mid-March to now last week we got 34,000 of Johnson & Johnson. State health officials say they expect that to keep rising going into April. But vaccines don't come all at once. So just because you'll be newly eligible doesn't mean you'll be able to find an appointment right away. Vaccinators ask you to be patient and keep looking.
If you can't get a dose right away and you get an appointment in 2 weeks, that's also that should be acceptable, and we should be patient for that, and wait for that appointment. Many of us waited 3-4 months. Waiting another week or two hopefully is not a problem.
The supply of Moderna and Pfizer has leveled out in Wisconsin, so while DHS expects some small increases with those vaccines, the weekly number coming in is just about at max capacity from both of those providers. Now, coming up this Sunday on For the Record, I'll be talking to major vaccinators like SSM Health plus Public Health, asking them what you need to know about getting your shot starting Monday.
Thank you so much, Naomi. According to the latest CDC numbers, more than 100 million Americans have received at least one dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. But the White House is sounding the alarm on another rise in cases. Meanwhile, CDC has also released new guidance for travelers if you're fully vaccinated. The CDC says fully vaccinated travelers are less likely to get and spread COVID-19 within the United States and don't need to self-quarantine, but should continue wearing masks and social distancing. However, CDC Director Rochelle Walensky is also warning against travel, given the rise in cases.
I still continue to worry that with 80% of the population unvaccinated, that we have a lot of work to do to control this pandemic.
The White House COVID response team emphasized the president's message to governors to maintain or reinstate mask mandates as states have begun to loosen restrictions. In coming weeks, Pfizer is expected to ask the FDA for emergency use authorization to vaccinate teens after announcing its vaccine is safe and effective in children as young as 12.
Well, there's a new sheriff in town. Governor Tony Evers is appointing former Dane County Sheriff Deputy Calvin Barrett as the next Dane County Sheriff. Earlier this year, Sheriff Dave Mahoney announced that he was stepping down from the position. Barrett will serve the remainder of Mahoney's term. Day 5 in the Derek Chauvin murder trial ended in a short session with 2 veteran law enforcement officers being called to the witness stand. Prosecutors continue to present their case against the former Minneapolis police officer, calling a veteran lieutenant to the witness stand.
Once a person is cuffed, the threat level goes down all the way, to they're cuffed. How can they really hurt you?
All week, jurors have heard emotional testimony from some who witnessed George Floyd's final moments. In a trial that's moving faster than expected, it's possible the defense could file a mistrial because the police sergeant made a comment about use of force despite not being qualified as an expert. If convicted of second-degree murder, Chauvin faces up to 40 years in prison.
New this afternoon, MLB is moving the All-Star game out of Atlanta in response to voting restriction laws just passed in Georgia. They're still working on a new location. Meanwhile, the focus of Republican efforts to change state voting laws has shifted to Texas. The Texas bill is still up for consideration in the state House, but Democrats say it targets some of the Lone Star State's most Democratic areas, like Harris County, encompassing Houston, where hundreds of thousands cast drive-through ballots last year during the pandemic. Critics also say it would make it harder for minority voters to cast ballots. About 55 more restrictive voting proposals are up for serious consideration in 24 states. 5 have been signed into law, including the new law in Georgia passed last week. While some states expanded voting options due to COVID, CBS News election law expert David Becker says proposals like the one in Texas go far beyond returning to pre-pandemic rules.
The provisions in the Texas law are actually making Texas even worse than they were before the pandemic. It is making it harder for people to vote by mail. One of the most restrictive states, if not the most restrictive states for mail voting in the country.
Corporate opposition to the Republican proposals is growing. American Airlines, a major Texas employer, says it's strongly opposed to the Texas bill because it will, quote, limit voting access.
A close ally of former President Donald Trump is under federal investigation today for sex trafficking. But Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz denies the allegations against him. The Department of Justice's investigation into Gaetz is focused on payments he and another Florida official allegedly made to women for sex. According to the latest report in the New York Times, the Times says the meetups happened in 2019 and 2020 and that the men paid the women via mobile apps and sometimes cash. The Republican lawmaker has not been charged and vehemently denies the accusations.
It is a horrible allegation and it is a lie.
According to the Times and the Associated Press, investigators are also looking into whether Gaetz violated federal sex trafficking laws by allegedly having a sexual relationship with a 17-year-old girl and paying her to travel with him. But Gaetz, best known as a favorite ally of former President Donald Trump, calls the story verifiably false.
The Wisconsin DNR is warning about elevated fire dangers this weekend around the state. Warm temperatures, drier humidity, and windy conditions all lead to the very high danger conditions. And with the long-range forecast calling for continued lack of rain, the DNR is preparing crews and equipment to quickly respond to any fires. The DNR says it may bring in air tankers or helicopters for support if needed in the next few days.
Public libraries in Madison will not reopen for expanded in-person services until the library's board can meet again in May. The board voted Thursday night to delay the decision to reopen more in-person services until their next meeting, when they'll look at an updated plan and timeline. That means the planned in-person expansion, which was scheduled to start on April 19th, won't happen until sometime in May at the earliest. That plan included the reopening of libraries for in-person browsing, self-pickup for holds, and access to basic desk services. Well, still to come at 4, it's Godzilla versus Kong, and they're coming to a big and small screens this weekend.
We'll get a preview of what the studio hopes is a big blockbuster when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Jung Garden Centers can help you start the growing season. It's time for bare root planting, and you can find them now at Jung's. Asparagus, onions, potatoes, and seeds. Open 7 days a week. Shop Jung Garden Center for all your gardening needs.
Max your tax refund at A1 Furniture. Save up to 40% off. Plus, get 4 years free financing and get tax included on purchases over $499. 2-piece sofa and love seat or sectional, just $899, tax included. Max your tax refund at A1 Furniture.
You expect students to make a mess in schools, but the superintendent, under Deb Kerr's leadership, the Brown Deer School District was a financial mess. Kerr's district's accounts were overdrawn by $500,000, slamming her district with late fees. And instead of firing the employee responsible, he was given paid leave, costing taxpayers $136,000 more to pay him to do nothing. Scandals, cover-ups, taxpayer money wasted. Deb Kerr, the wrong choice for state school superintendent.
To be a thriver with metastatic breast cancer means asking for what we want and need. And we need more time. So we want Kisqali. Living longer is possible and proven with Kisqali when taken with a non-steroidal aromatase inhibitor in premenopausal women with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer. Kisqali is a pill that's significantly more effective at delaying disease progression versus a non-steroidal aromatase inhibitor alone. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious skin reactions, liver problems, and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, a severe or worsening rash, are or plan to become pregnant, or breastfeeding. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Kisqali is not approved for use with tamoxifen. Ask your doctor about living longer with Kisqali.
For over 25 years, Fry Construction has provided excellence in home improvements. We strive to exceed the expectations of our clients with each and every project we do. Respected by so many of your neighbors and voted best of Madison, Fry Construction delivers lasting quality for your home. In honor of our 25 years, we're offering 25% off gutters or insulation with any full roof project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
Match your tax refund on a new mattress at A1 Furniture. Top brands on sale. And get tax included on any purchase over $499. Plus, get 4 years free financing. With Queen Pillow Top, just $349. Match your tax refund on a new mattress at A1 Furniture.
Jung Garden Centers can help you start the growing season. It's time for bare root planting, and you can find them now at Jung's. Asparagus, onions, potatoes, and seeds. Open 7 days a week. Shop Jung Garden Center for all your gardening needs.
Plans to reduce the number of Americans receiving food stamps are no longer in the works. The Biden administration says it's reversing a Trump-era plan that would have tightened work requirements for adults without children. It would have cut out an estimated 700,000 adults from the program. As of this past November, more than 41 million people were enrolled to get food benefits. The nation's employers went on a hiring spree in March, adding nearly 1 million jobs to the economy.
With more people vaccinated and stimulus money fueling the economy, employers added 916,000 jobs last month, the biggest gain since last summer. The unemployment rate dipped to 6%. Job growth was widespread, with the biggest gains in leisure and hospitality, education, and construction.
Yes, we had many thousands of jobs recovered in the leisure and hospitality segment, which has been the leading edge of job loss. But even with that, there's still 3 million jobs to recover there alone.
The president this week unveiled a massive $2 trillion infrastructure proposal that the administration says will create millions of more jobs. Even though there is demand for workers, the economy is still more than 8 million jobs short of pre-pandemic levels. Those numbers were welcome news on Wall Street in a holiday-shortened session. The Dow Industrials added 171 points, ending the week at 33,153. The NASDAQ was up 233 points, and the S&P 500 gained 46, enough for its third record close in a row. A giant monster battle royale rolls into theaters this week as Godzilla takes on Kong.
Rick Damigella has a preview of Godzilla vs. Kong.
In this corner, the terror of Tokyo, the king of the monsters, Godzilla. And in this corner, he went ape in New York City, the king of Skull Island, Kong. While the battle of the kings of kaiju is between the big stars of the movie, the human cast are excited to be a part of the action.
I knew not only did I want to do the Adam Wingard version of Godzilla and Kong, but I wanted this to also be the most Adam Wingard film of my entire career.
My first crush was on Jessica Lange from watching her in Tootsie. So when a couple years later, when I saw the Kong movie and he was in love with her, I got really offended because she was my girl. And I kind of carried that grudge grudge for many years till the shoot. So going into production, I was definitely Team Godzilla, not Team Kong.
My mom and my dad used to take me and my brothers to see the Tarzan movies and the Kong, and Godzilla's movies and all that. So we grew up watching all that.
I'd seen some Kong movies. I hadn't seen many Godzilla movies. I had to do a bit of a catch up. And then I found myself actually doing kind of a deep dive on the older Godzilla movies, which are really kind of great.
Well, they're both very strong monsters, and they're both heroes in their own way. But at the same time, they don't, they don't respect each other, but they're both heroes.
Rooting for extra rounds in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Godzilla vs. Kong is in theaters and on HBO Max right now. I think I'll see it.
Yeah, I think so too. As long as I can watch it at home.
Who do you think's going to win?
I'm not going to predict. Will Loper will tell us what he thinks of the movie on Monday.
All right, thanks.
All right, one of the first dogs, Major Biden, is in the doghouse again.
We'll find out what he did this time coming up after Dana's firstborn Easter weekend forecast.
Tonight on CBS, it's a full night of action and drama, starting with MacGyver at 7. Then it's Magnum P.I. at 8, followed by Blue Bloods at 9. Then get a complete wrap-up of the day's news on News 3 Now at 10.
The pets you love, well, you gotta get down to Mlb Pet Food Warehouse, where your toddler goes to help so many pets in town. Mlb Pet Food Warehouse, we raise money for farm animals in need and our friends living in the zoo. We feed rescue dogs and shelter cats and police canines too. Mlb Pet Food Warehouse powers them all. And don't forget your free Mounds candy bar.
That's not bacon. It's sausage.
Whoa.
Behold, Johnsonville sausage strips. Sausage that looks and cooks like bacon. It's a meaty miracle. Find them in the bacon section, even though they're sausage.
Oh, baby, I have sinned. Baby, this is my last confession. You know I've never been no good. But when I'm with you, it feels like heaven. I'm begging for mercy, baby. Yeah.
So, what do you think?
I love it.
For more than a year now, our Pick and Save healthcare providers have worked on the front lines to help test, treat, and comfort our neighbors as part of our 22,000-member Kroger Health Team. And now, we're making our boldest commitment to date. We've increased capacity at all of our pharmacies to deliver 1 million COVID-19 vaccine doses per week, giving greater access to all Americans. Together, we're helping ensure that our better tomorrow begins today.
It's a familiar story. Allergies ruining your sleep and next day too. Taking Zysol at night relieves allergies while you sleep, so you wake refreshed. Plus, it works faster than Claritin and on first dose provides the same relief as Zyrtec at nearly half the size. Be wise all. Take Zysol at night.
Democrats, teachers, and newspapers are lining up to support Jill Underly for state superintendent. The Capital Times says Underly is the right choice. The State Journal says Jill is focused on early childhood education to get ahead of racial and economic achievement gaps. Backed by Tammy Baldwin, Mark Pocan, and the Democratic Party, Jill Underly will do what's best for our kids.
I'm Jill Underly, asking for your vote for state superintendent.
Whether you have a design emergency or you just want to shop the best furniture showroom in town, you need Dwellings, Madison's best kept secret for design and furniture. Shop our fabulous showroom, Hard Rock Road, Fitchburg.
Take a look at this. Purdue students at the Joshua House are rolling around campus in style and in comfort. They call it the Couch Cart. It's been spotted flying across campus, both in person and on social media, and is now famous across Purdue University. While it isn't the fastest way across campus at 12 miles an hour and has the turning radius of a truck, Perhaps its best metric is the smiles it brings to people along the way. I just love this thing.
It was great.
I would do that.
I don't know if it'd make it up Bascom Hill, though.
Oh.
You might need a little push.
You might need a little push. Could you imagine racing those? Like the love seat versus the recliner?
It's brilliant. It's just brilliant. It's a way to spend the weekend riding around on the couch.
Yes, yes. If you're, it's a good weekend to be outside, so take the couch outside if you need to. It's going to be nice and sunny and pleasant for us. We're in for a really nice few days. We'll take a closer look at that full 10-day right after the break.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Erectile dysfunction for men of all ages has become much more common. In fact, most men don't realize that 90% of erectile dysfunction is a direct result of broken down old blood vessels. This causes a lack of blood flow that is critical when achieving an erection. With our state-of-the-art technology, we're able to stimulate new stem cell growth right in our office with no pills, no needles, no surgery, and no pain.
To book your consultation and get back to natural functionability, call Peak Performance for Men today.
A nursing home promises to care for our parents as cherished loved ones. But if your parents have been injured in a nursing home, we can help. Habish, Habish, and Rotier. We fight for what's right.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to completely resolve your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford. To see how much you could save, call now. 1-800-905-1069. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. After all, we depend on your success and offer a guarantee so there's no risk to call. Credit Associates. Live better, debt-free. Find out how easy it is by calling now. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know, call Credit Associates now and see how much money you could save for free. Call 1-800-905-1069.
Habitat Dane County provides long-term stability through affordable home ownership, creating the spaces where learning grows, the places to rest, the spots to gather, the areas to play safely. Strengthen our community. Support Habitat Dane County.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Well, it sure has been a really nice Friday for us with sunny skies and pretty comfortable temperatures, traveling close to average today. We'll be a bit above average tomorrow. Notice that high pressure pulling off to the east. Behind it, our breeze coming from the south. Most of the Midwest and Plains enjoying a mostly sunny sky today and dry conditions for the weekend. Because of this, red flag warnings in effect to the west. Parts of Iowa and Minnesota now included in that. Nebraska and Kansas also due to fire concerns or just the dry conditions for us over the weekend. In southern Wisconsin, we do not have a red flag warning right now, but we do have that elevated fire risk for this weekend because our humidity is going to be so low. Our dew points are going to be very low. We'll have that breeze kicking in from the south, about 8 to 15 miles per hour, enough that, again, you'll notice it and enough that it could just pick up a spark really quickly and make it travel quite a bit. And we currently have very dry surface conditions. Things have been dry for a few days now, so the ground's dried out, any logs or sticks dried out also, so not a good weekend to try to do any sort of burning. but it is a good weekend to spend a little bit of time outside, as we do have nice sunny skies and warmer temperatures for Saturday and for Sunday. As we look ahead to next week, there is going to be a chance for some showers, possibly some isolated thunderstorms building in, but it's the April showers for us expected for much of the middle of the week. Overnight, skies should be mostly clear. Temperatures won't drop too much. We'll be in the upper 30s for our overnight lows. For Saturday afternoon, enjoying plenty of sunshine throughout the day with high temperatures landing in the mid to upper 60s. As we look ahead to Easter Sunday, overnight lows again near 40 degrees with afternoon highs expected to climb up to the 70s. Some folks may even see the low 70s for us for Easter Sunday. Should be a really pleasant stretch for this weekend as we look at that 6 to 10 day outlook. Even as we do have a few showers in the forecast for the middle of the week, likely that will be trending below average with our precipitation totals. Those rain chances will be coming through, kind of making things a little damp, but it doesn't look like we're going to be picking up a lot of accumulation with those rain chances. Overall temperature trend, a little likely we're trending above average. The warmer trend certainly off to the west, but it does look like that we'll be staying at least in the 50s, if not the 60s, as we look ahead to next week. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and milder for your Saturday. High temperatures will be in the mid 60s. We're in the low 70s for Easter Sunday with partly sunny skies. And the chance for showers creeps back in for us as we look ahead to the middle of next week. Again, with that rain chance developing, it doesn't look like it's going to bring a lot of accumulation, but a little bit. And could see a few isolated thunderstorms mixing in there. By next weekend, we're back to the mid 50s, so just a little bit above average. And it seems likely we'll be back to a drier trend as we look ahead to next weekend and the following week. But man, Saturday and Sunday are going to be really nice. I think a lot of people are going to be able to get out and enjoy the weekend.
And we certainly need the rain.
We do. We do need a little bit of rain. And so that's why it's good that we're seeing some shower chances, but not a total washout right now next week.
Perfect. All right. Thank you, Dana.
When first dog Major Biden did it again, nipped at a second person, some people had a lot to say about it.
Jeannie Mose sinks her teeth into some of the best reactions.
Yet another minor aggression by Major. Major Biden bites again.
The dog has bitten another person. What is it about Joe Biden and his dogs? Why can't he control them?
This time it was a National Park Service person he nipped. 3 weeks earlier, it was a Secret Service agent. But as one Biden supporter noted, he nipped someone. If they weren't bit, you must acquit. Another poster tweeted, "Unless Major Biden literally eats someone, I don't care. And even then it depends on who it is." The 3-year-old rescue was photoshopped seated with Oprah. I'm gonna wait for Major Biden's side of the story.
Poor Major.
You can even buy a Major Biden Bite Back Better t-shirt. Co-anchors nipped at each other about whether Major could face the ultimate punishment.
That dog might better get his affairs in order.
No.
And prepare.
He's a good boy.
To meet dog
I love
Jesus.
rescue dogs.
Before this latest incident, President Biden spoke lovingly of Major.
He's a sweet dog. 85% of the people there love him.
Because the other 15% had their in his teeth, I guess. But
one poster tweeted, "We literally know that these dogs are biting." Actually, it's only one dog, because their owner also bites. Yeah, well, just like Major's biting incidents, this looks more dramatic than when it actually happened.
The President of the United States.
Apparently, Major's behavioral training after the first nip didn't do the trick. He was such a cute little pup getting a shower. Now he's getting hosed with nicknames like Mad Dog Major and Major Bitin. Jeannie Mose, CNN, New York.
He's just very stressful. He's in a new place, lots of people around him.
New house, and all these people following him all the time. He's like, who are you?
I know. He'll get better.
He's getting a bad rap. Poor Major.
That's right. We'll be right back.
Maintenance fee, ATM fee. Can I hide in your fort?
Sure, but the fort fee is 10 cookies.
Need a place to hide from fees? With a BMO Harris Smart Advantage account, you can get cash with nearly as many fee-free ATMs in the U.S. as the 3 largest banks combined, and no monthly maintenance fee.
Huh, did you hear that? No monthly maintenance fee.
Fort fees are subject to the governing bodies of the fort.
She did not learn that from me.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect. And right now, get a $200 bonus when you open a new BMO Harris Smart Advantage account.
Wisconsin is a home of workers. We know what needs to get done,
and we do it. Yet, we've been hit hard, some harder than others. Our contact may be limited, but we still can lift each other up. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we want you to know we're here to help.
At U.S. Cellular, we believe everyone deserves 5G. Not just New York and LA, but the millions of people in cities like yours, like Milwaukee, Knoxville, and Des Moines. That's why we're including 5G on all plans, no extra charge. Because everywhere matters, like Economowalk, Claysville, Prineville. U.S. Cellular has included 5G on all plans, no extra charge. Get unlimited data as low as $30 a month. U.S. Cellular.
Joe Parisi has preserved thousands of acres that the public can enjoy forever.
Joe knows we all deserve a chance to succeed.
Joe Parisi partnered with local schools to build the only school-based mental health program of its kind in the state.
Thank you, Joe, for your commitment to preserving green spaces that we can all get outside and play in.
Thank you, Joe, for working so hard to make sure everyone in this community has an opportunity and a second chance.
Thank you, Joe, for caring about the well-being of our children.
For the pets you love, well, you gotta get down to Mlb Pet Food Warehouse, where your Tyler goes to help so many pets in town. Mlb Pet Food Warehouse. We raise money for farm animals in need and our friends living in the zoo. We feed rescue dogs and shelter cats and police canines too. Mlb Pet Food Warehouse powers them all. And don't forget your free Mlb's candy bar.
Tonight at 5, as gathering restrictions are loosened in Dayton County, how Wisconsin is making sure it has enough vaccine for the entire state.
And we're going to keep the sunshine and dry weather for the weekend. That's also going to come up with a warm-up for the next few days. We will take a look at your full forecast.
And tonight at 6, days after the state's mandatory mask mandate is overturned, Dayton County is updating its mask-wearing policy. We're going over some of the changes you'll experience on Monday.
Look at downtown Madison on a good Friday afternoon. The sun's shining, temperature's not bad. A little windy out there, but a warm weekend coming up. More research is showing big potential benefits for pregnant women who get the COVID vaccine and their babies.
OBGYN Dr. Jessica O'Connell has been caring for patients during the pandemic while expecting her own new addition. She got the COVID vaccine during her pregnancy and 2 months ago gave birth to her son, George. The doctor was part of a new study at Northwestern Medicine looking at 27 pregnant women who received the Pfizer or Moderna vaccine in the 3rd trimester.
Women who received the vaccine in pregnancy did exhibit a similar immune response to what we would anticipate in the non-pregnant. There was fairly robust transfer of the antibodies into the umbilical cord blood.
Lead study author Dr. Emily Miller says women vaccinated sooner in the 3rd trimester were more likely to pass on protective antibodies. Research shows breastfeeding moms can also transfer antibodies to their babies. Dr. O'Connell says she plans to breastfeed as long as she can.
That's great news. Well, Nickelodeon is helping kids get answers to their questions about the coronavirus pandemic.
This weekend, Nick News is taking real questions from young people across the country directly to Dr. Anthony Fauci for some candid answers. Chris Martinez has a preview.
Do I really have to wear 2 masks?
Caleb, you really only need to wear 1 mask.
Infectious disease expert Dr. Anthony Fauci is answering questions from some of the country's most inquisitive minds.
I didn't get to have a birthday party last year. Will I miss it again this year?
Natalie, it depends on when your birthday is.
This question and answer series is part of an effort by Viacom CBS's Nickelodeon to help address concerns kids have about the coronavirus pandemic.
And now, a Nick News break.
Questions were submitted by children across the country. Dr. Fauci's answers will be featured this weekend in a series of Nick News Breaks, an ongoing Nickelodeon segment that covers major news topics for young people. A number of kids, including 6-year-old Ella, asked about the safety of gathering with friends.
When will I be able to have playdates again?
You know, Ella, I would hope that by the time we get to the late spring and early summer, you could start having play dates. So hang on a little bit longer.
10-year-old Jade wants to know if it's safe to hug her vaccinated grandmother.
Even though you're not vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask when you're with her, and you could go back and get one of her really big hugs.
Kids can tune in this weekend to hear Dr. Fauci's responses on Nick, Teen Nick, Nicktoons, and all of Nickelodeon's social media sites. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
That is a great idea.
Yeah, and they had great questions.
They really do. I want to watch the.
I'm wondering too.
All right. Well, like everything else these days, Madison's Bach Dancing and Dynamite Ensemble is performing virtually these days.
Yes, our Michael Bruno goes behind the screens to check out the company's latest performance when Live at 4 continues.
MyBob's.com is the only place on the web where you can get the famous Bob's discount on living rooms, dining rooms, bedrooms, mattresses, and more. Stocked up and ready to ship with new delivery options, plus help and expertise from an experienced sales manager by phone. Only at MyBob's.com.
Democrats, teachers, and newspapers are lining up to support Jill Underly for state superintendent. The Capital Times says Underly is the right choice. The State Journal says Jill is focused on early childhood education to get ahead of racial and economic achievement gaps. Backed by Tammy Baldwin, Mark Pocan, and the Democratic Party, Jill Underly will do what's best for our kids.
I'm Jill Underly, asking for your vote for state superintendent.
Right now at Steinhoffel's, take your sleep to the next level with Tempur-Pedic's new Ergo Extend Smart Base powered by Sleep Tracker AI. The Tempur Ergo Smart Base is designed to help you get the best night's sleep by automatically adjusting your position while you sleep to help reduce snoring. Queen Tempur-Pedic mattresses start at only $21.99 and get $300 in Steinhoffel's cash. With Steinhoffel's special financing and free delivery, your new mattress is even more affordable. Only at Steinhoffel's and Steinhoffels.com.
If your dry eye symptoms keep coming back, inflammation in your eye might be to blame.
Looks like a great day for achy, burning eyes.
Over-the-counter eye drops typically work by lubricating your eyes and may provide temporary relief.
Ha! These drops probably won't touch me.
Xiidra works differently, targeting inflammation that can cause dry eye disease.
What is that? Xiidra? No!
It can provide lasting relief.
Oh.
Xiidra is the only FDA-approved treatment specifically for the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease. 1 drop in each eye, twice a day. Don't use if you're allergic to Xiidra. Common side effects include eye irritation, discomfort, or blurred vision when applied to the eye, and unusual taste sensation. Don't touch container tip to your eye or any surface. After using Xiidra, wait 15 minutes before reinserting contacts.
Got any room in your eye?
Talk to an eye doctor about twice daily Xiidra.
I'd prefer you didn't.
Xiidra. Not today, dry eye.
Outlets at the Dells, an attraction not to be missed. With over 60 of the world's biggest brands, we thrill family vacationers, trendsetters, and all who love a smoking hot discount. We're all about the thrill of the deal, the joy of finding the thing you forgot to pack, the swimsuit that's the hit of the park, the dress that makes you walk with swagger, and the discounts that no one else can touch. Save even more with 25% off. And get free jump time at Knuckleheads. Visit outletsatthedells.com for coupon and details.
My Blake dining set, table and 6 chairs, or table, 4 chairs and bench in 3 finishes, in dining height or counter height. With Bob's discount, only $5.99. And now, how am I going to tie my shoes?
Get Bob's discount!
As far as traffic is concerned this evening, a lot of green. That's some good news for us. East and westbound along the Beltline, fairly smooth. In fact, the eastbound side actually looks a little better compared to what we saw about 30 minutes ago. Downtown Janesville should be good, and the interstate north and southbound looks good. From Janesville to the Beltline, 25 minutes, 16 minutes to get from Sauk City to Middleton, and some Parade to downtown. A quick 9-minute drive this evening. That's a quick look at traffic.
All right, Dana, thank you. The Easter Bunny set up a unique egg hunt in the Florida Keys Marine Sanctuary. Dozens of undersea egg explorers dove into a shallow reef in Isla Medora during an underwater egg hunt that serves as a fundraiser to help Keys children in need throughout the year. Captain Spencer Slate Cottontail donned a giant bunny suit and dive gear to hide the brightly colored eggs. Real eggs and non-toxic coloring were used to protect the environment. It's always different in the Keys, isn't it?
I like the bunny suit.
Yeah, it's nice. All right, for more than 20 years, Bach Dancing and Dynamite Society has been bringing chamber music to Madison and South Central Wisconsin.
With the pandemic still going on, they're producing virtual performances. Our Michael Bruno goes behind the screens to check it out.
We were given a very generous grant by an organization in New York called Project Music Heals Us. And this is a project that started out of the pandemic. Musicians noticed that friends and relatives of theirs were in COVID wards in the hospital in complete isolation. And they wondered if there were a way to bring music to those people in isolation. And they harnessed the power of technology to do that. They got together a tremendous amount of support, put together a grant project. Bach Dancing and Dynamite Society applied for this grant project, and we were awarded a very substantial grant.
For all of us, the pandemic has been quite a challenge, but I was lucky to be active in the video and audio recording field, which I did a lot of live recording in this studio. And so I have all the techie toys, and I was able to face the pandemic. And I must say that, I mean, it's, you know, you are given lemons and you make lemonade type of thing.
We will be doing, over the course of this year, over 100 performances, virtual performances, for people in hospitals, in nursing homes, in memory care units. It's a pretty amazing thing. So somebody, a nurse, an attendant, will go around to different patient rooms, usually carrying an iPad or a laptop, and one of our artists will be on the other end and will play a short personal concert for this particular person. It's been a very wonderful endeavor. I've done a number of these, and I know that Pablo has as well, and they are extraordinarily gratifying. And I'm so happy that we have such great artists like Pablo to play. Pablo, I think the success of Bach Dancing and Dynamite has been in tremendous part because of the incredible artists we've been able to attract to come to Madison to play. And now we're attracting them virtually. And thank you, Pablo, for doing this.
Pablo, can you give us a little taste of something for a little music on the way out from our interview?
Oh my God, what a responsibility. Okay, here we go.
I'm gonna make you work today.
Beautiful music.
Beautiful.
Michael's joining us now. These guys have been around together for a long time.
Yes, they have. And now it's interesting because one is on the, Pablo is on the East Coast and he's on the West Coast, but he started this in Madison. So there's the Madison version of the company is on both coasts now. So it's really wonderful. And this Music Heals Us is such a great program.
And in a normal year, Jeffrey usually comes back to Madison and they perform locally, but they're doing it this way for now, at least.
Right, that's true, because they in June they have, starting in June, they'll have the Harmonic Convergence and yours truly and Bandwagon. So hopefully by sometime this summer, maybe they'll be able to do some live performances again. But in the meanwhile, they're doing this incredible project by getting music to people who haven't got a chance to see anything and doing specially, performances, for people, the elderly and people that are homeless and in rehab. So it's just a wonderful project.
Wow, it's so cool that it's not just, it's not just something that anyone can log into Zoom and watch. It's really for the person, the patient in the hospital or whoever is watching it. It's really for them.
Yeah, they really do. They tailor-make the selections for the people that they're performing it for. It's really amazing.
All right, and coming up next month, catch Bach Dancing and Dynamite Society's Chamber Music Festival 2021 is titled A Brave New World. More information can be found at bachdancing.org. It's that time of the week. 3, 2, 1, it's Friday! And we have a special guest in the studio.
Hi, everyone.
Matt Clark,
Matt,
the producer of Live at 4. This is his last show behind the booth.
Yeah.
Sorry to see you go.
Yeah, it's been a really fun 2 years hanging out with you and Susan. It's Bruno.
It's been a remarkable news cycle, that's for sure.
Yeah, sure has.
Been through a lot.
Yeah, well, I'm not going too far.
No, I'll see you on Monday.
Yeah, I'm doing the executive producer job for our morning show, so it's gonna be a good time.
Get into management?
Yeah, I guess so. For better or for worse.
Well, it's been an honor and pleasure, and I'd shake your hand, but I'm going to miss our banter in the newsroom.
Yes, yeah, there's been some good lines.
Yeah, Amanda.
you're going to be great, Matt. You just got to wake up a little earlier.
A little earlier?
I can't hear
she
her,
said
so I'm sure
you're going to have to wake up a little earlier.
Yeah. Drive about 2:30 in the morning.
Like when you go to bed.
Yeah.
Well, it's been an honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
And
thank you, Matt.
Michael just said thank you, Matt, and there's a rabbit on his shoulder. I think you're leaving at a good time. We'll be right back with the final check of your forecast.
Hop on over to Ashley Home Store for the Easter weekend Beat the Clock sale. We're closed Easter Sunday, but shop Friday, Saturday, and Monday for big savings on our top looks, plus no interest financing for 5 years, and bonus discounts up to an extra 10% off our sale prices. Ashley Home Store.
We made USAA insurance for members like Kate, a former Army medic made of the flexibility to handle whatever Monday has in store and tackle 4 things at once. So when her car got hit, she didn't worry. She simply filed a claim on her USAA app and said,
I've got this.
USAA insurance is made the way Kate needs it. Easy. She can even pick her payment plan, so it's easy on her budget and her life. USAA. What you're made of, we're made for.
USAA. Patio doors. Patio doors. Scott the window guy can do patio doors. Scott the window guy can do patio doors.
We do patio doors at scottthewindowguy.com.
Millions of people are saying yes to Allegra, including the experts. It's the #1 allergist-recommended brand for non-drowsy relief. Allegra works 2 times faster than Claritin, so you can get going first thing. It lasts up to 6 times longer than Benadryl, giving you relief through the late shift. And unlike Zyrtec, Allegra is non-drowsy for all your non-stop adventures. Join the millions saying yes to Allegra. And for kids, try Children's Allegra, the #1 allergist-recommended non-drowsy brand.
Take up to a bonus 10% off furniture with any mattress purchase over $4.99. The Easter weekend Beat the Clock sale is Friday, Saturday, and Monday, only at Ashley Home Store. Shop Doorbusters, plus Tempur-Pedic mattresses, and free delivery within 5 days. Ashley Home Store.
Easter dinner typically means lots of leftovers. Saturday, we hear from a local chef on ways to make your leftovers stretch before you throw them away.
And Austin is tracking your weekend forecast heading into Easter weekend. Join us Saturday morning at 5 and 8.
Trials on hold during the pandemic means victims stuck holding the bill.
I'm trying to build credit, and with more than 2 years' salary up in debt at the hospital, that's pretty hard to do.
Naomi Cole shows you how it's cutting into victims' wallets. Justice delayed. Monday on News 3 Now at 10.
Well, it is nice and sunny outside right now. Here's a live look at downtown Madison and Platteville. Clear sky for us. That's going to continue as we look ahead to your Saturday and again for Easter Sunday. Now for Saturday, it'll be mostly sunny and milder. Highs will be in the mid to upper 60s. We are expecting temperatures on Easter Sunday to land just a little higher, but overall it's going to be a really nice weekend ahead for us. We will be right back with the most important update of the week, the News Hounds, right after the break.
Max your tax refund at A1 Furniture. Save up to 40% off. Plus get 4 years free financing and get tax included on purchases over $4.99. 2-piece sofa and love seat or sectional, just $8.99, tax included. Max your tax refund at A1 Furniture.
For more than a year now, our Pick and Save healthcare providers have worked on the front lines to help test, treat, and comfort our neighbors as part of our 22,000-member Kroger Health Team. And now, we're making our boldest commitment to date. We've increased capacity at all of our pharmacies to deliver 1 million COVID-19 vaccine doses per week, giving greater access to all Americans. Together, we're helping ensure that our better tomorrow begins today.
For the pets you love, well, you gotta get down to Mlb Pet Food Warehouse, where your toddler goes to help so many pets in town. Mlb Pet Food Warehouse. We raise money for farm animals in need, and our friends living in the zoo. We feed rescue dogs and shelter cats, and police canines too. Mlb Pet Food Warehouse powers them all. And don't forget your free Mlb's candy bar.
You call me devious, but you don't understand that all I am is a little mysterious.
So what do you think? I love it.
Creating family memories is what Maple Leaf Landscaping is all about. We design and build outdoor spaces that bring people together. Landscaped spaces for any size family. Functional, beautiful, a place everyone will enjoy. And it all starts with a free visit at your home by one of our landscape experts. So call Maple Leaf Landscaping today and have us create an outdoor living space for your home.
Match your tax refund on a new mattress at A1 Furniture. Top brands on sale. And get tax included on any purchase over $4.99. Plus, get 4 years free financing. With Queen Pillow Top, just $3.49. Match your tax refund on a new mattress at A1 Furniture.
Welcome back. It's Easter weekend, and the News Hounds found a lot of animals celebrating the big day.
Let's check it out in this week's edition of the News Hounds.
Here's the News Hounds, Lily and Oliver, with their World News Roundup.
This week on the News Hounds, hunting for eggs.
More hunting for eggs.
And an Easter feast fit for the king of the jungle.
But first, an early Easter present from the Buffalo Zoo. It released new video of its lion cubs this week. The cubs are around 2 weeks old here and both weigh around 7 pounds. The zoo says the cubs continue to grow daily. While they don't have names just yet, the zoo does know the genders, but hasn't released that information yet. The cubs mostly spend time with their mother, Lusaka, feeding and sleeping. Sounds good to us.
Over at a zoo in the Netherlands, several lion cubs were treated to swan's eggs to mark the start of the Easter holiday weekend. The 5 young animals were seen savoring the eggs, while one adult lion seemed to prefer a juicy piece of meat. There are 8 lions living at the zoo, 1 adult male, 2 adult females, and 5 cubs of different ages, all enjoying their Easter brunch.
Monkeys and meerkats were among the animals to take part in the London Zoo's annual Easter egg hunt. Black-capped squirrel monkeys and meerkats rushed to extract treats hidden from them in Easter eggs hanging from branches in their enclosure. Some had better luck than others opening their eggs, while others were seasoned pros. The primates were treated by zookeepers to the eggs and an Easter tradition here. Although no guests were there to see the animals enjoying their Easter gifts, zoos are closed due to the lockdown, but some good news, they are scheduled to reopen on April 12th.
And finally, speaking of eggs, this chicken farmer in Iraq heard strange sounds coming from his hen house, so he goes in for a closer inspection. After failing to find the source of the noise, he lifts up the hen and sees 1 little head poke out. And 2, and finally 3, he can't believe his eyes. This mother hen is sheltering his 3 little kittens and protecting them like they're her own.